Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another movie review. I thought I had posted this originally a couple of days back. I think it was Monday. I don't quite recall if it was Monday. I'm not sure what day it was. I think maybe it was last week, but Dad and I had Witness in our computer room for quite some time and we hadn't watched it, and my friend Robert actually recommended it. And basically, it's a movie that was done in 1985, so it stars a very, very young Harrison Ford and Danny Glover. Danny Glover plays the villain in this case. Spoiler alert, but it's a film that takes place in Pennsylvania Dutch country. And the young Amish boy, his name is Samuel. Um, he and his mother Rachel are going outside of the commune to mourn her husband's death. And one thing that kind of distressed me was her husband's death was never really discussed in detail. So the viewer is left wondering, well, how did he die? But that's actually quickly overtaken by just the pure fact that this is an adrenaline rush, and it's really an amazing film. The music that it uses is more intonation and tonal factors and music. It's just a mood and theme than actual soundtrack music. There's a lot of soundtrack music just repeats itself and it really doesn't go anywhere, but this is electronic and very reminiscent of the era in and of itself. It's very intriguing, but I think it fit the movie perfectly for the time that it was made. Harrison Ford is phenomenal in this. He plays a man by the name of John Book. John Book is pulled into this world, this completely different world from his modern world, in I think it's Philadelphia. Yeah, he's in Philly, and he goes to Lancaster County where this was filmed on location. And he meets Rachel. He actually falls for her over time, and he really does love her, and he wants to protect her. And he soon learns that his partner, well, no, I shouldn't say partner, but his fellow coworker, the narc, he's crooked, and so is his boss. And over time, you see what effect that this has on him, and he realizes that he can no longer stay where he is, and he cannot have any contact with anyone because he's being tailed, and he has to stay in Lancaster. That they come looking for him, and it just gets better and better, and it's probably the best action adventure film I've seen in a good long time. I've seen a lot of good action adventure films, and I'd never heard of this one, so it was something that came out when I was 5. So at the time, Mother probably wouldn't have allowed me to see such a thing because I was still in kindergarten. As far as films are concerned, this definitely warrants 2 thumbs straight up. No qualms, no quibbles, no real nagging flaws, well, except for Jacob's death. Like I said in the very beginning, they just show him at the wake, and Rachel and Samuel are in mourning. You don't know their names yet, but she's very young to have been left behind. So we don't really know what caused his demise. We're just left up in the air, kind of wondering, and it just kind of made me scratch my head. That's the only real kvetching I'll do about this particular film. Other than that, there really isn't anything wrong with it at all. It's just absolutely sensational. I give it 5 stars, hands down. If you want to see a younger Harrison Ford and a younger Danny Glover, it's right up your alley. It's going to be an excellent film. You know it, because Harrison Ford is a consummate actor, and I love him. I won't even quibble about that. It's true. I still love comparison quite a bit. Um, this film was done by an independent company and Paramount, um, and it's really quite sensational. I think it is. It's just a solid action adventure film, suspense, and mystery, um, and you can see why it's called Witness, because it's the little boy who sees the other undercover cop getting murdered by Danny Glover's character get his throat slit, and you think, "Woo, how grisly!" But they don't really show him getting his throat slit. They just show the blood and the aftermath. In a movie of today's caliber, there would they would show everything. It would be no minute detail left to chance. It would be um, in your face, straightforward, shown in every possible way to let you know that that character was dead. Um, it's a good film. It really is, and I am so glad that Rob actually suggested it to me. And if you have a chance to see it, then do, because there was actually a Pennsylvania Dutch language coach, and they mentioned them at the end. I thought, oh, that's interesting. So they were authentic, and since I know a little bit of German from my background, I recognize some words that I heard, because I know some phrases in German, not really enough to speak it, but I know enough because a lot of it sounds like our Middle English, and actually our Middle English is quite German, so I thought that was fascinating. And a lot of their life is reflected in the film, and shunning is mentioned. Shunning is a terrible practice, but I have to say that I really admire the Amish, despite the fact that some of their beliefs are kind of backward. I really don't hold that against them. It's just their way, and I respect that. So I'm not going to condemn them for this. I'm the same way about other religions that I may not completely understand or agree with. Um, I find that I get an insight from different understanding of thought concerning religion. Um, Not really sure what else I could say about Witness, other than it's really worth your while to see, and it's a film that will leave you absolutely breathless, and you'll be just riveted the entire time you watch.